she demanded. "We have to move my parents in, put your father in a nursing home." I replied, "You're right, family first." Then I moved her parents into the unfinished basement and billed her for the rent. Her father called me begging to leave. I, 37 male, have been married to Vanessa, 35, for 6 years. My dad, Robert, 68, has been living with us for the past year after my mom passed. He's self-sufficient, pays his portion of utilities, buys his own groceries, and basically keeps to himself in the converted garage apartment I built for him. Cost me about $15 to finish it out with proper insulation, bathroom fixtures, and a kitchenette. Worth every penny to have him close after losing Mom. Vanessa's parents, Donald, 64, and Patricia, 62, live 2 hours away. They're both retired early, healthy as horses, and own their house outright. Donald golfs 3 times a week. Patricia runs a book club and volunteers at the library. They're doing fine. Last Tuesday, Vanessa ambushed me during dinner. "We need to talk about the living situation," she said, not looking up from her plate. "What about it?" "My parents are getting older. They need family support. They should move in with us." I blinked. "Babe, they're literally on a cruise right now. A 2 Mediterranean cruise." "That's beside the point, Derek. They won't be able to do that forever. We need to plan ahead." "Okay, so what's the plan?" She finally looked at me. "They move into the garage apartment. Your dad goes to a facility." I actually laughed. Thought she was joking. "You're serious?" "Completely. Derek, your father has that nice pension from the postal service. He can afford a decent place. My parents sold their business for nothing. They have way less saved up. It makes sense. Vanessa, my dad is healthy, pays his own way, and literally doesn't bother anyone. Your parents are on a cruise right now. A cruise they paid for in cash. Stop being difficult. This is about family." "Don't you care about my family?" "I care about my family. My dad stays." Her seventh went cold. "Then my parents move in anyway. We have a 4-bedroom house. Your dad has the garage. They can take the 2 guest rooms upstairs. Those are my office and the storage room. You can work at the dining table. We'll figure out storage." "My parents need this, Derek. They sacrificed everything for me. We argued for 2 hours. She cried, said I was choosing my dad over her, that after everything her parents did, I was being selfish, that family first should mean something to me. I went to bed angry, woke up angrier, then around 3 a.m. couldn't sleep. I had a thought, a really petty thought. The basement. Our house has a full unfinished basement. Concrete floors, exposed studs, 1 bare bulb hanging from the ceiling, storage boxes everywhere, old furniture, my tools scattered around. There's a utility sink and a toilet down there from when the house was built. But it's basically a dungeon. We never use it except to dump junk. When Vanessa said her parents needed to move in anyway, even after I said no, something in me shifted. Next morning, I made coffee and sat down across from her. "You're right," I said calmly. She looked up, suspicious about family first. "Your parents should move in." Her face lit up. "Really? Derek, thank you. I knew you'd see reason." "Yeah. When are they back from the cruise?" "Next Thursday." "I'll call them today." "Perfect. I'll get their space ready." She hugged me. Actually hugged me and thanked me for finally understanding what matters. I spent the next week in that basement. Update 1. Okay, so the response on the original post was wild. To answer questions, yes, this is real. No, I'm not proud of myself. Yes, I know this is going to blow up in my face. Don't care anymore. So here's what I did while Vanessa thought I was preparing the guest rooms. The basement project. Went to Home Depot. Spent about $800 on 2-size air mattresses, the cheap $40 kind. Some secondhand furniture from a thrift store. Dresser with wonky drawers. 2 folding chairs, card table, plastic shelving units, a space heater. The basement gets cold. Extension cords and power strips. One of those accordion privacy screens. Cleaning supplies. Spent 3 days cleaning that basement. Scrubbed the concrete. Organized all our storage to one side. Set up the living area on the other. Hung up some old curtains as room dividers. Put the air mattresses in separate rooms created by the curtain dividers. Set up the card table as a dining area. The plastic shelving became their closet space. It looked like a college dorm room had a baby with a storage unit. But technically it was inhabitable. Running water from the utility sink, working toilet, space heater for warmth, electricity. I even printed out a little lease agreement as a joke to myself, stating that Donald and Patricia would be renting the lower-level suite for $800 a month. plus half the utility increase with access to the main house kitchen during designated hours 7 to 8 a.m., 12 to 1 o'clock p.m., 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. Didn't show it to Vanessa yet. While I was doing this, Vanessa was upstairs on the phone with her mom, constantly talking about how excited she was, how they'd finally be a real family, how I'd come around to understanding what matters. Donald and Patricia got back from their cruise last Thursday, tanned, happy, showing everyone photos on the neighborhood Facebook group. Vanessa told them to come over Sunday for the big move-in. Sunday arrives. They pull up in Donald's Cadillac. Yeah, the guy who has no money drives a 2021 Cadillac trunk full of luggage. Both of them grinning. Vanessa greeted them at the door. "Welcome home." Patricia hugged her. "Oh, sweetie, we're so excited. Where's our room?" I stepped forward. "Follow me. I'll give you the tour." Started walking toward the basement door. Vanessa looked confused. "Derek, what are you doing? Their rooms are upstairs." "Nope. You said they move in." "They're moving in." Didn't specify where. Opened the basement door, flicked on the light. The silence was beautiful. Donald spoke first. This is the basement." "Yep. Your new space. Got you furniture, beds, privacy screens, even a heater. Toilet and sink right there." Patricia's voice went shrill. "You expect us to live in a basement? You're living here rent-free, aren't you?" "Wait, no." I pulled out the printed lease agreement. "Actually, it's $800 a month plus utilities." "Got to pull your weight. Family first, right?" Vanessa snatched the paper from me. "Derek, what the hell is this?" "A lease. Your parents need support. They're moving in, but I'm not running a charity. Dad pays his portion. They'll pay theirs." Donald's face turned red. "I'm not paying you rent to live in a damn basement." "Then don't move in." I shrugged. But Vanessa was very clear that you needed to be here, that it was happening regardless of what I wanted. "So here we are." Patricia started crying. Not sad crying, angry crying. "Vanessa, tell him. Tell him this is unacceptable." Vanessa was staring at me like I'd grown a second head. "You can't be serious." "Dead serious." "You said family first." "They move in no matter what. Never said they get the premium accommodations. The garage apartment is occupied by someone who actually pays his way and doesn't demand special treatment." Donald pointed a finger at me. "You smug little careful." I interrupted. "You're a guest in my house. My house. My name on the deed. Want to see it?" The argument that followed was epic. Patricia screaming about disrespect. Donald threatening to talk some sense into me. Vanessa crying and asking how I could do this to her family. My response: "Your family is welcome to stay under the terms I've outlined, or they can leave." "Those are the options." They left. Peeled out of the driveway so fast Donald nearly hit the mailbox. Vanessa didn't speak to me for 2 days. Update 2. It's been 2 weeks since the basement incident, and things have escalated in ways I didn't fully anticipate. The silent treatment ended day 3 when Vanessa realized I was completely fine eating dinner alone, sleeping on the couch, and going about my business. She cracked first. "We need to talk." "I'm listening." "You humiliated my parents. You humiliated me. That stunt with the basement was cruel, and you know it. What I know is that you tried to kick my father out of his home so your parents could take his space despite them being perfectly capable of living independently. You made a unilateral decision about our house. I just followed through on your demand that they move in." "You know that's not what I meant." "Then you should have been clearer. You said they're moving in regardless. They had a space ready. They chose not to take it." She tried a different approach. Crying. Told me her mom had been so hurt she couldn't sleep. That Donald was telling everyone I was an abusive husband. That I'd destroyed any chance of a relationship with her family. I didn't budge. Then the phone calls started. Patricia called me directly 3 days after the incident. I let it go to voicemail. Her message: "Derek, I don't know what's gotten into you, but this behavior is not acceptable. We raised Vanessa to expect respect from her husband. You will apologize and make this right, or there will be consequences." Consequences. From someone who wanted to move into my house for free. Donald left a message too. "I've talked to some people, son. What you did could be considered elder abuse, offering substandard living conditions to senior citizens. That's legally actionable. Get your act together." I actually laughed, saved both messages, but here's where they got creative. Dirty trick 1. Vanessa's sister, Holly, 32, who I barely know, started posting on social media vague stuff like, "Some people forget where they came from. Family means everything, and if you can't respect your elders, you're trash." With tagged posts of her parents looking sad at their house, comments from their church friends, their neighbors, people I've never met, all about how horrible some people are. Vanessa liked every single post. Dirty trick 2. My dad asked me if everything was okay. Turns out Patricia had called him, told him that I was planning to move him out soon and that Vanessa was scared to tell him but wanted him gone. Tried to drive a wedge between us. My dad's response to her, "Lady, I don't know what your daughter told you, but Derek built me that apartment with his own hands after my wife died. If he wanted me gone, he'd tell me himself. Lose this number." Legend. Dirty trick 3. This one pissed me off. Vanessa went through our finances. We have separate accounts, but one joint household account for bills and sent $1,500 to her parents. Just sent it. To help with their expenses since you were so cruel. I noticed when reviewing the account and confronted her. That's our money, Vanessa. It's my money too. I work. I can spend it how I want. On household bills. Not charity to your parents. They're struggling because of you. They're on another weekend trip. According to Patricia's Facebook, they went to a casino resort, struggling, my ass. I moved my contribution to a separate account she doesn't have access to the next day. Told her she could cover the joint bills from now on if she wanted to play games. Watch how fast that $1,500 matters when she's covering the mortgage payment. The lease agreement follow-up. Here's the thing. That lease I drew up, I actually had my buddy Trevor look at it. He's a paralegal. He said, while it wouldn't hold up in actual court, obviously, there was nothing illegal about offering rental terms to family members who want to move in. So I revised it, made it more official, added clauses. $800 month rent for basement occupancy, shared kitchen access at designated times, no unauthorized guests, quiet hours, 10 o'clock p.m., 7 o'clock a.m., 30-day notice to vacate required from either party, security deposit $1,600, first and last month. Sent it via email to Donald and Patricia with the subject line, "Updated terms for occupancy. Please review." Patricia's response came in under 5 minutes. "You are a disgrace. No wonder your wife is miserable." My response? "Offer expires in 7 days. After that, rent increases to $2,200 per month." Vanessa found out when her mom called screaming. She tried to delete the email from my sent folder. Too late. Already archived. "You're trying to extort my parents. I'm offering them housing at below market rates. A 1-bedroom apartment in this area runs $1,800 minimum. They're getting a deal. It's a basement, so they should pay less. That's why it's only $800. I'm being generous." The fight about Robert, my dad. This is where Vanessa showed her true colors. Last week, she came home from dinner with her parents and sat me down. I talked to a few facilities. There's a nice senior living community about 30 minutes from here. They have availability. My blood went cold. For who? Derek, be reasonable. Your dad would have people his own age, activities, medical staff. My dad doesn't need medical staff. He needs his family. He'd be fine. And then my parents could have the garage apartment like originally planned. It's better for everyone. Better for everyone except my father, you mean. He's taking up space we need. That I built for him with my money on my property. It's our property. We're married. And you're trying to ship my dad off to a home so yours can move in for free after everything I've already done to accommodate your demands. How is that fair? She had no answer. Just cried and said I loved my dad more than her. Yeah, at this point, probably true. The current situation. Vanessa moved into the guest room. We're basically roommates who share a mortgage. Her parents are boycotting our house until I apologize and make things right. My dad asked me again if I wanted him to leave to make peace. I told him if he leaves, I'm filing for divorce. He dropped it. The lease offer expires tomorrow. Already planning to send the updated $12,200 per month version on Monday. I know this sounds insane. I know I'm probably destroying my marriage. But the sheer entitlement of demanding I kick out my grieving father so her perfectly healthy parents can take his custom-built space while contributing nothing? Nah, I'm done being reasonable. Update 3. Final. It's been 6 weeks since the basement incident. Marriage is over. I'm weirdly okay with it. The lease expiration. As promised, I sent the updated lease Monday morning, $1,200 month. Same terms. Donald's response was a phone call where he called me every name in the book. Told me I was a parasite living off his daughter. I make $90K. Vanessa makes $52K as a teacher's aide. But sure. He ended with, "You'll regret this when Vanessa takes you for everything in the divorce." Looking forward to it, I said and hung up. That word, divorce. Once it was out there, it felt inevitable. The breaking point. Vanessa came to me 2 days after that call. "My lawyer says we need to discuss asset division." "Your lawyer?" "First you'd heard of it. I filed yesterday. You're getting served next week." "Cool. Totally normal way to find out your marriage is ending." She laid it out. She wanted the house since her parents needed to move in, half my retirement, and for me to cover her legal fees since I caused this situation. I called a lawyer that afternoon. His name's Greg. He's helped colleagues through divorces before. First consultation was free. Greg's assessment: she's not getting the house. Your name is on the deed from before the marriage. Your inheritance from your mom paid the down payment. You've been paying 70% of the mortgage. She'll get some equity, but the house is yours. What about her parents moving in? What about them? They don't live there. No tenancy established. She can't force you to house her parents in a divorce settlement. Music to my ears, the dirty tricks escalated. Once Vanessa realized I'd lawyered up and wasn't backing down, things got nasty. Dirty trick 4. Patricia started calling my relatives, my aunt, my cousins, my dad's sister. Told them I was financially abusing Vanessa by withholding money, the joint account thing, and trying to isolate her from her family. My Aunt Rita called me. "Derek, honey, what's going on? Patricia says you're being controlling." I explained the whole situation. The demand to move out my dad, the basement, the $1,500 Vanessa sent without discussing it, the divorce filing. Rita's response: "That woman is insane. Your mama would be proud of how you're standing up for Robert." She called Patricia back and apparently tore her a new one. Patricia blocked her. Dirty trick 5. Vanessa tried to get my dad on her side. Came to his apartment while I was at work, crying, saying I'd changed and she was scared of me, that she needed his help convincing me to go to counseling. My dad's no fool. He called me immediately, put her on speaker. "Vanessa, Derek told me what you asked him to do. You want me in a home so your parents can have this place. That's not changing. That's him protecting his family. You're turning him against me." "No, you did that yourself when you tried to throw me out like garbage." She left crying, told her parents my dad verbally attacked her. Donald threatened to come over and handle him. I told him if he stepped foot on my property, I'd call the cops. He didn't show. Dirty trick 6. This one was low. Vanessa filed a police report claiming I destroyed her personal property in a fit of rage. The property? Some old photo albums she left in the basement during my renovation. They got dusty. That's it. Dusty. Cop came by, looked annoyed, took my statement. "Sir, your wife is trying to establish a domestic violence record. Be careful. Document everything. I showed him the basement photos, the timeline of when I cleaned and organized. The albums, in perfect condition, just dusty from being in an unfinished basement for 3 years. Yeah, this isn't going anywhere, but get a restraining order if she keeps this up. The settlement took 4 weeks of back and forth, but we settled out of court. Greg was right about the house. Final terms, I keep the house, my dad's apartment, all my personal belongings. Vanessa gets $35,000 as her share of equity. Fair. She did contribute to the mortgage for 6 years. We each keep our own retirement accounts. She gets her car, which she was paying for anyway. No alimony because we both work and she actually makes decent money when you include benefits. We split the remaining joint account balance, $4,200. After I deducted the $1,500 she sent her parents without permission. She was furious. Expected way more. Her lawyer apparently told her the house was a long shot given the circumstances. "You're stealing from me," she screamed during mediation. "I'm giving you more than you're entitled to," Greg replied calmly. "Your client has no claim to premarital assets or inherited property. The $35,000 is generous." She signed. Had no choice. The parents' reaction. Once Vanessa moved out to her parents' house, ironically, Patricia sent me one final text. "You destroyed my daughter's life. You'll die alone and miserable like you deserve." I blocked her. Donald tried to get the last word through my dad, left him a voicemail. "Your son is a coward who hides behind lawyers. Real men take care of family." My dad's response, which he left on Donald's voicemail. "Real men don't try to steal another man's home. Lose this number or I'm filing harassment charges." They finally stopped. The aftermath. Divorce finalized 3 weeks ago. Vanessa's living with Donald and Patricia. Heard through mutual acquaintances that it's going great. Sarcasm. Apparently she's fighting with them constantly because they're overbearing and won't give her space. Shocking that the parents who tried to force their way into our house might be difficult to live with. Donald's still driving the Cadillac. Patricia is still on Facebook posting inspirational quotes about God removing toxic people from your life. The lack of self-awareness is Olympic level. My dad's still in his garage apartment. We have dinner together twice a week. He's doing okay. Misses my mom but says having family close helps. The house is quiet now. Got rid of Vanessa's stuff. She picked it up with Holly. Didn't say a word to me. Repainted the bedroom. Turned the guest room back into my office. The basement still unfinished. Thought about finishing it properly, making it a rec room or something. But every time I go down there and see those air mattresses deflated in the corner, I laugh. Most expensive petty revenge ever. Cost me my marriage, $35,000, and probably a few years of peace. Worth it? Yeah. Actually, yeah. Because here's the thing. Vanessa showed me exactly who she was. Someone willing to discard my father like trash for her parents' convenience. Someone who tried to weaponize police and lawyers when she didn't get her way. Someone who valued her family's comfort over my family's dignity. The basement wasn't about punishing her parents. It was about drawing a line, about saying you don't get to walk into my life and rearrange it to suit you. She wanted family first. She got it, just not the family she expected. Got a text last week from an unknown number. "This is Donald. Patricia's sick. Hospital. Thought you should tell Vanessa to call." Texted Vanessa directly. "Your dad says your mom is in the hospital. Thought you should know." He tried to use me as a messenger, blocking him now. She didn't respond. Don't care. I'm moving forward. My dad's secure. My house is mine. My life is mine. And somewhere out there, Donald and Patricia are probably still telling everyone I'm the villain in this story. Let them. I sleep fine at night. Final thought to anyone dealing with entitled in-laws or a spouse who prioritizes their family over yours. Document everything. Know your rights and don't be afraid to draw hard lines. Family first means your family too. Peace.